In today's video, we have some more massive Celtic managerial news as Martin O'Neill's reign could be coming to an end. We will go over this story in today's video, whilst of course covering all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours.
But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.
Luke McCowan believes Celtic must keep the focus on themselves rather than worrying about Hearts' lead at the top of the Premiership. The midfielder admits the team hasn't started the season as strongly as they would have liked, but insists there's plenty of belief that form will turn around with consistency and the right mindset. McCowan made it clear that watching other results won't help Celtic get back to their best. He praised Hearts' strong start, but said the Celts need to concentrate on their own game, playing with the intensity and attacking threat that makes them so difficult to face. He said, Hearts can't be in our thought process. We can't get into games hoping that they slip up. We just need to go into games where the main focus is us playing well, scoring goals, being the kind of threat we can be, making teams fear coming here. McCowan added that recent wins, including the semi-final success, show signs that things are starting to click again. Since joining last summer, his work rate and attitude have impressed supporters, embodying what it means to play for Celtic. He finished by saying that if they keep their mentality right and play to their strengths, the gap will close, and that the team's focus must stay firmly on rediscovering the Celtic way. Now for the main story, as Martin O'Neill's interim spell in charge of Celtic could be ended after a development over the weekend, sources have told Celtic News. The 73-year-old took temporary charge of the Glasgow Giants following Brendan Rodgers' shock resignation last month. It was previously revealed that O'Neill could get the permanent Celtic job if his interim tenure proved successful. However, the Northern Irishman may now be replaced before the end of the international break. Wilfried Nancy, immediately available for Celtic Columbus crew manager Wilfried Nancy, is now available to join Celtic immediately after his side were knocked out of the MLS playoffs. Sources say Nancy is one of two frontrunners for the position, alongside Bodo Glimt boss Kjetil Knutsen. The 48-year-old led Columbus to MLS glory in 2023 and was named the league's manager of the year in 2024. Celtic have alternative option. However, Celtic could extend O'Neill's reign if they decide to pursue Knutsen, whose current contract with Bodo/Glimt expires at the end of November. That timeline means Knutsen would only become available in December, leaving O'Neill in charge for upcoming Premiership fixtures against St Mirren and Hibernian, as well as a Europa League clash with Feyenoord, before handing over the reins. In other news, Simon Jordan has shared his thoughts on Brendan Rodgers' departure from Celtic, suggesting the club are in no rush to appoint a permanent replacement, while Martin O'Neill guides the team through the transition. Jordan argued that O'Neill's short-term leadership has already brought a lift to the squad and support, pointing out that Celtic appear more settled since the managerial change. He said, "Have they got a wonderful standout candidate that ticks all the boxes? If they haven't, what's the rush? You've got somebody in Martin O'Neill that the fans are responding to, and more importantly, the players are responding to. There's a general feeling of well-being around the club after they got rid of Toxic Ted and his Honda Civic." Jordan's Toxic Ted jibe aimed at Rodgers will no doubt raise eyebrows, but his broader point reflects the contrast in mood since O'Neill's return. The interim boss, supported by Sean Maloney, has steadied results and re-energized the group. Still, questions remain about what led to Rodgers' departure. With one side of the story already public and the other still untold, the full picture of his Celtic exit is yet to emerge. For now, O'Neill's task is to keep things calm on the pitch, while the board, led by Paul Tisdale, continues the search for a permanent successor. In other news, Michael Stewart believes Celtic face a major decision over their next manager and insists the club must have a clear vision if they want to attract the right candidate. Speaking on the situation following Brendan Rodgers' departure and Martin O'Neill's interim return, the former midfielder warned that top coaches like Kjetil Knutsen won't come easily without the right structure behind the scenes. Stewart praised the Bodo Glimt boss for his achievements in Norway, but questioned whether Celtic could lure him away, given the control he enjoys there. He also mentioned Club Brugge's Nicky Hayen as the kind of modern coach the Celts should be targeting, though he again highlighted the difficulty of convincing such managers to leave stable clubs. He said, "I've gone on about Knutsen for a while. He's done an incredible job at Bodo Glimt, but whether he'd be attracted to Celtic or not, I don't know. He's been there for years, got them into the Champions League, and we've seen how well they played against Celtic before. If he's turning down jobs like Ajax, then for Celtic to bring him in, they'll need to sell a real football vision, not just offer money. You need structure, ambition, and clarity. Stewart also took aim at the current board setup, suggesting Paul Tisdale's role as head of football operations has failed to deliver the cohesion the club needs. He criticised recruitment and planning, warning that without major changes behind the scenes, attracting a top-level manager will be impossible. He concluded, "You can't just rely on sentiment anymore." Rodgers and O'Neill had emotional connections with the club. The next man won't, so Celtic must convince him with structure, not nostalgia. Lastly, Luke McCowan's arrival at Celtic last summer marked a new chapter for both player and club. The Greenock-born midfielder joined from Dundee in August 2024, completing what he called a dream move to the team he supported growing up. Signed under Brendan Rodgers, McCowan arrived after captaining Dundee and winning their Player of the Year award, stepping into a Celtic side looking to refresh its attacking midfield options. His energy, pressing, and knack for timing runs into the box made him an instant hit with supporters. McCowan's debut came in dramatic fashion, thrown straight into the heat of a Glasgow derby at Parkhead. Celtic ran out comfortable 3-0 winners, and he didn't look out of place. Since then, he's gone on to score important goals and show a tenacity that fits right in with the demands of Rodgers' system: high tempo, quick transitions, and relentless work off the ball. Even in his early outings, there was a sense Celtic had picked up a player ready to grasp his chance. It's clear McCowan hasn't forgotten where he came from. His journey from Ayr United to Celtic has been built on graft and self-belief, not shortcuts. He's spoken openly about the pride he feels pulling on the shirt, and that connection between club and player matters. Celtic have brought in plenty of overseas talent in recent years, but there's always something special about a lad who grew up dreaming of the Celts. Now, under Martin O'Neill's interim charge, McCowan's continuing to impress. The new boss has demanded intensity and courage on the ball, qualities that come naturally to him. He's spoken about wanting to set a marker this season, not just for himself, but for the team, and that mindset is exactly what O'Neill will want to see. For someone who was captaining Dundee not long ago, McCowan's handled the pressure and expectation at Celtic with real maturity. He said, "I thought I was in a time machine." It's kind of been like that, even Jota coming back as well and Kieran coming back. You're kind of like, what the heck's going on here? And when O'Neill came in, all I could think about was the UEFA Cup final. What did he say in the dressing room? Lucky enough, I could just ask Sean. But it's been amazing. He's got that aura and almost legendary status at this club, so fair play to him coming back and helping us out when we kind of needed it.
What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comments section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.